This deck will make you be afraid of stage 1s once again. Be careful. Magikarp. 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 Gyarados. No Shaymin dude, so let's get it on. Magikarps against EXs with a great response. We got a stadium deck need to full retaliate our opponents right off their seat. I take a Magi and I put him on the bench sheet. You don't really wanna step into rough seas. I love the damage, I like to build them up so my Gyarados can sweep that you've had enough. Sweet support with artillery in the middle. Wouldn't want a bad hand, it's so simple. Buddy rescue the troop, yeah. I splash back with a group of carps like whoops. Yo, retaliate and I take a prize. One shot, two shot, it's quick, it's nice. I got a knockout, but I got the feeling I should drop the DCE and start evolving. Oh, Gyarados that I'm trying. Full retaliate and you're crying. I'm a stage 1 and you can't quite touch me. Only one prize, you're done, just trust me. With your damage, we got the Lysander. That bench EX we will just handle. You beat just one, but I won't go well. Another one is back, it's over farewell. What's up YouTube, it's ZapdosTCG here and welcome to episode 102. In this episode we'll check out a new rogue deck that doesn't revolve around EXs at all. It doesn't even need Shaymin EX and it still kicks some serious ass, so definitely check this deck out. It's Gyarados. No, it's not an EX one or Mega for that matter. It's just a regular hollow one from the Ancient Origin set. It's also an promo card, XY Promo 60, so check that out. If you haven't heard about this card, well, be ready to be informed right now. It's a 130 HP Stage 1 Pokemon that evolves from a puny Magikarp from only 30 HP, yeah. We're gonna use it for its first attack called Full Retaliation. It deals 30 damage plus 30 more for each damage counter on each of your bench Magikarp. So let me do the math for you. If you have 3 Magikarps on the bench with each 20 damage on them, so that way they're not knocked out, you deal a maximum of 210 damage, which is insane because for a non-EX Pokemon dealing that sort of damage is awesome. It one-shots Mega Pokemon like Mega Mewtwo, Mega Gardevoir, and even Yveltal EX with a Fury Belt attached, which is awesome. The perfect number just like that. Gyarados does not have terrible retreat cost. It's, what am I saying? It is terrible. It has a retreat cost of 3, but it can, however, be prevented just with its ancient trait ability, which makes it so you can have 2 tool cards attached to it. So definitely attach a Floatstone to that bad boy because a retreat cost of 3 is something we don't want. That way we just have the Floatstone on and it has free retreat, just like that. The wonder it has, you can also attach something else like it. For example, the Bursting Balloon is definitely a nice option in this deck because if they hit you with that, they achieve actually 60 damage counters or 66 damage counters on them, which is awesome. Bursting Balloon is a great defensive card, and that way we don't even need that extra Magikarp with a bench. If we cannot get it out or if it's priced, the Bursting Balloon makes sure we have that one hit KO. So the good thing about Gyarados is that we only need a DCE to attack, so with one attachment we can get away to attack for a ton of damage and start sweeping the field. Now the main question is, how do we get the damage counters on our Magikarp? Well, remember Team Magma's secret base? I'm sure you people all forgot about that card. Anyway, it's all the way from the Double Crisis set, so one of the first sets that is legal in the standard format. Well, that stadium card states whenever any player puts a basic Pokemon from his or her hand onto his or her bench, put 2 damage counters on that Pokemon if it's not a Team Magma Pokemon. So yeah, all our Magikarps are not Team Magma Pokemon, so this is awesome. We can bench them and get the damage, or actually the damage counters needed. So if they have all the damage counters on them, if you bench 3 Magikarps, Full Retaliation can deal a ton of damage as mentioned. So definitely run 4 copies of that stadium card. Also, this stadium card can actually get some more damage counters on your opponent's Pokemon on the bench, which is awesome. So now that we got our main strategy out of the way and our attacker is ready with the DCE, we need some backup. So you could definitely play Shaymin EX, but that's not good because they will Lysander that time after time and go for the 2 prizes, and that way they can outspeed you. So the thing I suggest is running Octillery because we can get it out with the 4 dive balls in this deck and just search out water Pokemon. And Octillery is a stage 1 Pokemon with draw support. It has the Abyssal hand. Once during your turn we may draw cards until we have 5 cards in our hand, so it's basically like every turn we have that ability, so it's better than Shaymin in that matter because yeah, we do have to evolve it and it's a weak from Reverberate, but then again we can use it time after time. In this deck it's awesome because if your opponent goes for Octillery, we can strike back immediately with our Gyarados and they only take 1 prize, so we can even attack maybe for 2 turns with Gyarados. If that happens, you can knock out 2 EXs, so that's awesome. So with that draw support, we will definitely get our dive balls in time, or other items for that matter, or our Magikarps. It's just a fun way to get the speed boosted, because it's definitely needed. We also want to run about 2 Super Rod, because we do want to recycle those Magikarps time after time if they are stuck in the discard. So yeah, maybe even the Puzzle of Time, which is an item card that has been used a lot. We can play, maybe if you play 4 copies, the chance of you getting 2 of them in your hand is higher, and if you play them two cards of those at the same time, you can search or discard for 2 items. So this could be a Magikarp, a Super Rod, and a Via Seeker, or a Sycamore, or a Gyarados. It all depends on the situation. The choices are endless, and it's a really great card in this deck. Like you can just get out of nowhere 210 damage because of that just 1 card, Super Rod, and then using that Sycamore, getting cards, benching Magikarps, using Artillery's ability, getting more Magikarps on the bench, and poof, we're back where we belong with 210 damage. So now that we got our draw support, our main attackers, and yeah, something in the late game, we need more stuff that there's in this deck. There's, of course, we can play Level Ball side by side with the Dive Ball, just to get the weak Magikarps out time after time. Or even play a heavier search support with Ultra Ball to get the Gyarados or Artillery out. But there's Dive Ball, but you only can play 4 Dive Balls, which is unfortunate. You cannot play more than that. So Ultra Ball or Level Ball, the choice is up to you. Meowstic EX is a nice Pokemon in this deck. I know it's in EX, but it's underrated, and it actually has a good ability, Shadow Ear, which lets you put 1 damage counter on one of your opponent's Pokemon if it's in the active position. This is great because if people knock out a Gyarados or Lysander Magikarp, because they will do that just to get that 1 prize card, we can promote Meowstic EX with a Float Stone to get that extra 1 damage counters turn after turn. So, and even if we play a few Psychic Energies, we might even attack with it. Just remember, it's in EX, it's just optional in this deck. So another great card in this deck. Yeah, you can just use it time after time, getting that 1 damage counters. So maybe with Escape Rope you can do it multiple times. So just saying that if you have 2 Meowstics in the deck. So another great card, as mentioned, is Bursting Balloon, because that way if your opponent attacks you, they will receive 6 damage counters, as mentioned, and you can actually win games while playing Lysander at the right time, so they cannot attack you or otherwise they die, or yeah, just something good like that. Escape Rope, as mentioned, is also a good Meowstic combo, but be careful if you play Meowstic because it will take up 2 prizes. They will hunt after it, and it's also weak to Psychic, which is not good for the Mega Gardevoir or Mega Mewtwo matchup, but the choice is actually up to you. It could help you out in other decks, maybe in the mirror match, yeah, just to get that 1 damage counter on the Magikarp and poof, they're gone. Yeah, another thing we can put in this deck is definitely a town map, because if our Magikarp is priced, our damage output isn't that high. Remember that. Our strategy goes down the drain if all our Magikarps are priced. Also, Buddy Rescue is a card that is not used much, but in this deck it's particularly good if it lets you search your discard for a Pokemon and put it in your hand, and your opponent can do the same thing. So this is perfect. Get a Magikarp in your hand, just bench it again, get 2 damage on it, and you can start over again. If your opponent gets back a Shaymin EX, because they do that, it's nothing to worry about. If they play it again, we can Lysander it next turn, and poof, full retaliation, getting ourselves 2 prize cards. So that is awesome. Maybe run 3 or 4 copies of the Buddy Rescue. Teammates is another great card if you're behind in prize cards, getting the puzzle pieces together, because if you're standing behind in prize cards, you can use this awesome strategy, getting the puzzles together and getting everything in the discard. So that's awesome. The supporter is just the line you want to run is definitely like 4 Sycamore, then yeah, 3 to 4 and just to get that standard draw support. This almost every deck uses that, so that's no exception here. And to finish off, maybe some one-off cards. So like you can just play Hex Maniac, which shuts down your opponent's ability for 1 turn, which can definitely come in handy if you're up against the Fright Knight Yveltal in the active position. That way our Float Stones don't work, and also our Bursting Balloons don't work. Hex Maniac also makes it so the Vileplume deck, the item lock is no longer allowed, so that can work in 1 turn, so Hex Maniac, definitely a nice option. Also, Pokemon Ranger can help us out against the Glaceon matchup, because only Gyarados is an attacker, so if they use the Glaceon and they attack with it, we cannot do anything about it. We can Lysander to get another Pokemon, but other than that, we cannot do anything. So Pokemon Ranger will make it so we can strike it back again, but the choice is up to you. Archie's Ace in the Hole is a fun way to try out in a certain situation where they end you get 1 card and it's the Archie's Ace in the Hole, and bang, you win right there. To empty your hand, you can also play more Ultra Balls in combination with Archie's Ace in the Hole. So yeah, that's something I want to mention. So this deck is really fast and it deals damage like a boss, but for only a DCE. Gyarados has been around in a lot of formats throughout the years, and it's back this time around with more retaliation. So yeah, that's it for the deck analysis. Now let's continue on with Poke News. Well, to start off, we have some Japanese scans of the Sun and Moon set, which comes out on the February 3rd, which is awesome. It's called the first one Orikori. It's a psychic type, and it has the first attack for colorless energy. For each Pokemon in your opponent's discard, place a damage counter on your opponent's Pokemon in any way you like. Remember that Vespiquen deck with a lot of Pokemon in the discard, or even Night March or whatever, you can just, that's an expanded by the way, this is standard. And the matchup with Vespiquen, there's a lot of Pokemon in the discard, we deal a ton of damage, just like that. It's devastating, and in this Gyarados deck it's also not good because you can just knock out Magikarps and one shot, because they only have 10 HP remaining. Of course, this deck is splashable into any deck because it only needs colorless energies, and also its second attack deals 30 damage if there's a stadium card in play. Most of the time there's a stadium card, so we don't need to worry about that. It can be an attacker if need be in an emergency situation. But yeah, its first attack is Wawawiwa, pretty good. Next up is another Japanese scan, Solgaleo from the Sun and Moon set. It's a stage 2. Besides the GX, GX has a really great GX move. I'm gonna talk about the GXs in future episodes. So anyway, the regular one is, it's not a perfect card, just an okay one in my opinion. It can snipe for 50 damage with its first attack, and its second attack deals 170 damage, and you cannot use that attack during your next turn. This can knock out EXs, but no Megas, and once the Fighting Fury belt is attached to a basic EX, then you cannot one-shot EXs anymore, so it's just an okay card. It deals a lot of damage for 3 energies, that's for sure, but a stage 2, I prefer the GX though. Next is Drampa GX. Yeah, this one is yeah, pretty neat looking card, and I'm a big fan of it. Because it's splashable, I like splashable deck cards just like that. For colorless energy, you do 20 damage and discard a special energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. A pretty normal attack and gets knocks off strong energy, DCE, Double Dragon, just you name it. It's a pretty okay attack. Its second attack deals 80 damage or 150 instead if you have damage on one of your bench Pokemon, which mostly happens at the late game. Or yeah, if you just play a deck with Rainbow Energy, that's even better. Attach a Rainbow Energy and a DCE and you're good to go. The thing you want to do is actually rack some damage with that, 150 damage, nothing to mess with. 2 shots almost everything, actually 2 shots everything, but with the right combination of cards we can crack that damage even up a little bit higher with Giovanni's Shimo or something else. It's a really great attack. The GX attack is an attack I wouldn't use, to be yeah, just perfectly honest. You can shuffle your hand into your deck and then draw 10 cards. It's basically perfect in the beginning of the game. It's just like Carlos back in the days for 10 cards. Remember how good that was? The only problem lies that your turn is ending and then your opponent can actually play end to get rid of all those useful cards. So I wouldn't play that, but it can be used if there's no other way out. So, and also a simple 2 retreat cost and 180 HP. Definitely a nice deck card or colorless Pokemon to have in certain decks. Anyway, I'll definitely review the entire English set as soon as all the scans are available, so expect that, probably for episode 103, so look out for that. Also, there's a Sun and Moon Collector's Chest thing coming out soon, containing 5 booster packs, 3 foil cards, featuring the Alola starters, which is neat, a collector's coin, 2 sticker sheets containing the legendaries, so Solgaleo and Lunala, and then the starter Pokemon. Also a mini album as in this particularly collection box, also a notepad, 4 pencils, and a PTCG card. So a ton of stuff in a box like that, ideal for new players or just collectors in general to have like the merchandise, like the pencils, the notepad, and maybe a mini album. So that comes pretty soon out. I think in a month or 2 it's out in store, so expect it at your local store or card shop. Also in the TCG news, the Sun and Moon pre-releases are going on, so next weekend definitely go to one if there's one near you, and the weekends after that there's even more until the set is finally released on the February 3rd, and that's awesome. So the pre-release cards are actually Braxis, Sinotic, Messi, how do I pronounce that? Messimian and Oranguru. Yeah, pretty new for pronouncing those names, but those pre-release cards looks pretty sick with the Sun and Moon stamp on there. And also I'll be opening a booster box on the channel from the Sun and Moon set once it's finally released, so check that out. And hopefully you enjoyed this episode. That was actually it. I'm gonna wrap it up for today. And if you did enjoy it, definitely rock smash the hell out of the like button, because you know I always appreciate that. It helps me out quite a bit, and yeah, I always appreciate that. And if you have any questions, thoughts, or epic new ideas for future videos, definitely put it in the comment section. I always read everything in the comment section. So yeah, that's that. And that's it, guys. Hopefully you guys will have an awesome day, the rest of your day, or evening, or morning, whatever your time zone is. And yeah, I will be seeing you guys soon with more videos. Peace.